so stupid. Hello there, how are you? Today I want to talk about TNA Wrestling. Because TNA has a lot going on. Now, I know normally I talk about the WWE and the crap they have going on, which is pretty much crap. There was going to be an article on Daniel Bryan on the wordsfromtheoutlaw.com, but the website builder I use is currently not working. But the article is written, so if they ever get their act together, it can go up. And if they don't, I'm going to sue them for lost profit. Well, first of all, in TNA, several things have happened. One, AJ Styles, who has been with the company forever, since the beginning. He's one of the originals. And he's phenomenal in the ring. Great wrestler. Not too good on the mic, but he's a great wrestler. He won the world title. Now, the thing is about him winning the world title is he won it, and then he left the company. So, TNA decided to rip off WWE and be like, screw you, I'm taking the title with me. Like CM Punk did. The problem is, CM Punk was still with the company, and from watching what he was doing, and the WWF still paying attention to him, you could tell he was still with the company and was just going to come back after like a week off. AJ Styles has actually left the company. This webcam is really annoying, by the way. I hate the bloody thing. It's a really awkward position I'm in. And this thing is just a piece of shit. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that this webcam is just a piece of shit. And it's annoying as hell. The reason I have this mic is so I can record audio. But yeah, AJ Styles actually has left the company. He isn't with TNA anymore. They couldn't agree on contract negotiations because he wanted paid the same amount he was getting paid, and they didn't want to pay him that. So he left the company. And then a week later, they turned Dixie Carter, who is the something of TNA. Her parents own the company, and they said, "Oh, here, have a job. You're useless. Have a job." They turned her into a menacing authority figure, and she's a horrible actress, so it doesn't really matter. So then a week later, Hulk Hogan's like, "Fuck you, Dixie. I quit." He doesn't say it like that because that would actually get them ratings, but he quit the company, and he's actually now left the company because they couldn't agree on money. Mickie James, who many of you remember from WWE, was in TNA for the last few years and has been a multiple-time TNA Knockouts champion, which is what they call their women's division. And she's left the company because of money. Rumor has office workers are getting paid late in TNA because there's no money. Eric Bischoff has left the company. I don't even remember who's in charge of creative now, but it's... So, the thing is, they had this storyline, which was created by Bischoff and Hogan, which was pretty much a revamped NWO called Aces and Eights. There were these invading biker people led by Bully Ray, who was Bubba Ray Dudley. And that's who AJ won the title off of. Well, when Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan left, they decided, let's wrap this up as quickly as possible. So, if you remember Mr. Kennedy from WWF, he's Mr. Anderson in TNA. He disbanded it the next week by beating Bully Ray. It was like, boom, let's end it. And it had gone on for at least a year and was boring as hell anymore. But still, it needed a proper ending, and they didn't give it one. So all these people have left the company. The company's struggling. There's rumors there's going to be a sale. Vince McMahon's pretty much said, I'm not interested. I don't care. AJ Styles should not go to WWE because as though he is a very talented wrestler, he lacks on the mic and would only be a mid-carder. Sting is still around, kind of. I mean, but he's still just being Sting in TNA. So, and then recently, Jeff Jarrett, who helped found the company. He was one of the founders of TNA. And is a multiple-time world champion. Has decided, I'm leaving. And he left the company. One of your founders has left the company because he does not like it. Now, I, of course, am hoping that Jeff Jarrett goes back to WWF because they could use another top heel, which Jeff Jarrett can easily be. But yeah, that's TNA. I mean, the world champion isn't in the company anymore, and he's the legitimate world champion. One of your founders left. Hulk Hogan left. Eric Bischoff left. Jeff Hardy supposedly quit, but storyline quit because he can't go on their European tour because he's not allowed to leave the country because of past arrests. So all these people are left the company, and now we have a wrestler called Magnus, who's a British wrestler. He's got a good build. He's decent in the ring. He's not great on the mic, but he's the world champion over, I don't want to remember who he faced. I mean, but yeah. So Dixie's the on-screen. I mean, TNA is pretty much at this point is falling apart at the seams. It looks like it's on its last leg. Now it could come back, of course. As we all know, WCW looked that way several times and managed to stand back up and straighten itself out before the final sale. But it looks like WWF's only competition, which really isn't competition, is going to die a slow and painful death. They do have Gail Kim still for the Knockouts, and several other homegrown talent who could carry the Knockouts division, which is once again the women's division. I have no bloody idea who the tag team champions are. I honestly don't know. I mean, the tag team division doesn't really exist anymore. So like I said, it looks like TNA is dying. So if you want to watch TNA, go watch it, because it may not be around for that much longer. And that's what I want to talk about. The complete and utter just falling apart at the seams of TNA wrestling right now. Hogan left. Bischoff left. Their world champion, AJ Styles, who's been there from the beginning, left. Jeff Jarrett, who helped found the company, has left. Rumor has it that Dixie Carter's parents are looking to sell part of the company because it's not making any money, which it isn't. So, yeah, that is the state of the company right now, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So it's falling apart at the seams, worse than ever. So that's all I wanted to update. I mean, I don't think it's a good thing if TNA goes, because WWF needs competition. But then again, TNA really isn't competition. TNA doesn't have a whole lot to offer. I mean, they have the Knockouts division. That is something special that only TNA has. And they have, they had a tag team division. They don't anymore, which WWF doesn't have either. But they also still have the X division, which has pretty much folded in on itself and isn't great anymore. So TNA doesn't offer anything WWF doesn't offer, and they're really not competition, but it's still sad to see them fold. I mean, Sting's contract, I know, runs out after the first of the year, because it always does. So who knows if Sting will resign. Sting might go to WWF finally. So, yeah, the company is pretty much on its way under. WWF is looking to dominate again. as it always has, and WWF is getting worse. So I guess this is the state of wrestling, which is it's getting worse because there's no competition, and TNA is folding. So that's really all I wanted to talk about this week. Wow, I've rambled for 10 minutes. So until next time.